Assalamualaikum students. I am Asma and I am here to present the fourth program of calculus of BSCS level, which is about coordinate planes and graphs. But before going to today's program, I will just briefly explain that what we have discussed in our last program. In our last program, we studied absolute values, properties of absolute values, geometrical interpretation of absolute values, and triangle inequalities. Dear students, by the end of today's program, it is expected from all of you that you will be able to know about that how to draw a Cartesian coordinate system, how to locate coordinates on this system, how to sketch the graphs of lines and curves, etc., how to analyze the graphs, and how to discuss the symmetry of different drawn curves. I will just briefly explain that what we would study in today's program. In this program, the rectangular coordinate system or the Cartesian coordinate system is defined, and it is explained that how real numbers are placed in this system. We will also study plane coordinates or two-dimensional coordinates, and we will also see that how to draw the graphs and the explanation of graphs as well. First of all, I will start by the definition of a rectangular coordinate system, which is also called the Cartesian coordinate system. You can see the definition of Cartesian coordinate system and it's figured on the screen. Cartesian coordinate system. It is a pair of perpendicular coordinate lines called axes which are placed so that they intersect at their origins. You can see the figure of Cartesian coordinate system. One of the line is horizontal with its positive direction to the right, and the other is vertical with its positive direction to the up. Over here at 0, it's called origin, and all the values on right to the origin and to the left of the origin are called x-axis values, and all the values above the origin and below the origin are called y-axis or y-axis values. Now I will define some more definitions to understand Cartesian coordinate system. You can see the definition of origin, x-axis and y-axis on the screen. Origin. The intersection of coordinate axes is called origin, where both horizontal and vertical lines intersect. Now what is x-axis? The horizontal line is usually called x-axis. Y-axis, the vertical line is called y-axis. Now I will again explain that what is coordinate system or coordinate plane. You can see the figure and the definition of coordinate plane on the screen. Coordinate plane, a plane in which a rectangular coordinate system has been introduced is called coordinate plane. You can see in this figure that usually we use x and y for labeling the axis, but any other letter can be used for labeling. If letters x and y are used to label the coordinate axis, then the resulting plane is called xy plane. Here you can see an xy plane on the screen where there are a horizontal axis is called x-axis, and the vertical line is called y-axis, and on this line all the values would be considered as x values, and on horizontal line all the values would be considered as y values. As I have told you that we can use any letter to label the coordinate plane, here you can see two figures on the screen where UV and ST are used to label the coordinate plane. In the first figure, if U and V are used to label the coordinate axis, then the resulting plane is called UV plane. Now I will explain that how to establish a one-to-one correspondence between points in coordinate plane and ordered pair. But before going to this topic, I will briefly explain the definition of ordered pairs. You can see the definition of ordered pair and they are ordered as well on the screen. Ordered pairs. Order of real numbers means two real numbers in an assigned order. to denote the ordered pairs, where A is the first number and B is the second number. In ordered pair, we are always having first number and a second number. As I have told you that the notation AB is used to show the ordered pairs where ordered matters. You can better understand the order of the numbers with this example where 2 minus 3 is not equal to minus 3 and 2. Here you can see a coordinate plane picture with an ordered pair of AB on the screen. Every point P in the coordinate plane can be associated with a unique ordered pair of real numbers by drawing two lines through P, one vertical line and the other horizontal line. If the first line intersects the x-axis at the point with the coordinate A and the second line intersects the y-axis at the point with the coordinate B, then we associate the ordered pair of real numbers AB with each P in the plane. A value would be called abscissa of x-axis or x-coordinate and B would be called y-coordinate simply. Now let's plot some points in the coordinate plane. You can see some points plot on the coordinate planes which is on the screen. Here we will draw 4 points. The first point refers to P. An ordered pair for this point is 2 and 5. If we have to plot this point 2 and 5 on the plane, then we would use 2 for the x-axis and number 5 for the y-axis. So the resulting point become 2 and 5. As I have told you that order matter over here, so the first number would always denote the abscissa or the x value and the second point would always denote the y coordinate or the y value. For the second number we have Q, which is minus 4 and 3. As I have told you that the first number is always referred as abscissa, so we will just consider minus 4 value for the first number and 3 for the y-axis or the second number. So on the plane Q would be minus 4 and minus 3 in the second quadrant. For the third number R is minus 5 and minus 2. To draw that, first we would consider minus 5 on the x-axis and minus 2 on the y-axis. So the resulting point become minus 5 and minus 2, where the first number is abscissa and the second number is y coordinate. To draw the fourth number, which is S, 4 and minus 3, we will consider 4 for the first value or abscissa and we will consider minus 3 for the second number. So the resulting number in the coordinate plane become 4 and minus 3. You can see a definition and a figure of Cartesian plane to explain quadrants. In rectangular coordinate system, the coordinate axes divide the plane into 4 regions which are called quadrants. These are numbers and anti-clockwise with Roman letters. In the first quadrant, you can see that the numbers or the sign in ordered pair are plus and plus. Means all the values which are having positive x and positive y would be considered to lie in the first quadrant. To move to the second quadrant, all the values which are left to the origin would be considered as negative and all the values which are above the origin would be considered as positive. So the sign in ordered pair in the second quadrant would be minus 1 for abscissa and plus for y coordinate. In the third quadrant, all the values which are left to the origin and below the origin would lie in the third quadrant and the sign of the ordered pair would become minus and minus because all the values of x would be considered as negative and all the values on y-axis would be considered negative as well. In the fourth quadrant, we will consider all the values which are right to the origin and below the origin. So in this way, the sign in the ordered pair would become plus and minus, means plus for all the x values or abscissa and minus for all the y values or y ordinates. Now we will move to the most important topic of today's program, which is graph drawing. Graphs are always on continuous scale based. You can see the definition of graph on the screen. Graph. The graph of an equation in two variables x and y is the set of all points in the xy plane where coordinates are members of the solution set of the equation. Means basically the solution set for any equation would be drawn or would be plotted on a Cartesian plane to get the graph for that equation. Now I will explain the graphs with the help of some examples. You can see the first example of a graph drawing on the screen. If we have to sketch the graph for y is equal to x square, we should be having the solution for this equation, or we should be having some ordered pairs to draw the graph. To draw the graph of this equation, first we will put some values of x in this equation to get some values of y. If we put x is equal to 0 in the above equation, so we get y is equal to 0. So the resulting ordered pair become 0 and 0. If we put all the positive values for x, like x is equal to 1 in this above equation, so we will get the y value as 1 as well. So the resulting ordered pair or the solution set become 1 and 1. To put x is equal to 2 in this equation, y become 4. So the next ordered pair become 2 and 4. And to get an ordered pair for y value for x is equal to 3, by putting 3 in this equation, we get y is equal to 9. So the resulting ordered pair become 3 and 9. The same procedure would be followed to get some negative ordered pairs. If we put x is equal to minus 1 in this equation, so we get y is equal to positive 1, because a square of a negative number would give you a positive number. So the resulting ordered pair become minus 1 and 1. To get the next ordered pair, we have to put x is equal to minus 2, and by putting x is equal to minus 2, the y value is 4, which is minus 2 square. So the resulting ordered pair become minus 2 and 4. If we have to get one more ordered pair, so we have to put x is equal to minus 3 in this equation, which gives us a positive 9. So the next ordered pair would be minus 3 and 9. If we have to plot all these ordered pairs on the Cartesian coordinate system, if we put the first ordered pair, which is 0, 0, so we would plot a dot on this Cartesian coordinate system, which would be on the origin. To plot the second ordered pair on this Cartesian coordinate system, which is 1 and 1, we would consider 1 abscissa or x value and 1 for the y value. So this second point would be for the ordered pair 1 and 1. Now the next ordered pair is 2 and 4. You are having a 2 value from here and y is equal to 4 value from here. So we will be having this second point. To draw the fourth ordered pair on the graph, we have 3 for abscissa or for x-axis and 9 for y-axis. The same graph would be drawn on the left hand side. As we have an ordered pair of minus 1 to 1, means the x value should be minus 1 and the y value should be 1. So we would be having this point. To draw the next ordered pair, which is minus 2 to 4, the x value would be considered as minus 2 and 4 would be considered as y value. So we would be having this point. To draw the last ordered pair on this Cartesian coordinate system, which is minus 3 to 9, we would be having minus 3 for x value or as an x value and 9 as an y value. After plotting all these ordered pair in the Cartesian coordinate system, we have to join all these points with the help of a freehand curve. So we will get the graph for this equation, which is y is equal to x square. Now we will consider some more example, and the example which we are going to explain is that we have to sketch the graph y is equal to x cube. For this equation, first we have to put some values of x to get some values of y. If we put x is equal to 0 in this equation, so we get y is equal to 0 as well. So the first ordered pair become 0 and 0. If we put x is equal to 1 in this equation, so 1 cube would give you y is equal to 1. So the next ordered pair become 1 and 1. If we put x is equal to 2 in this equation, so 2 cube would give us y is equal to 8. So the next ordered pair become 2 and 8. We can have some ordered pair for negative abscissas also. If we put x is equal to minus 1, so y would give you a minus 1 as well, because the power for x is an odd number and a negative odd number gives you a negative number as well. So the resulting ordered pair become minus 1 and minus 1. If we put x is equal to minus 2, so the y value would give you minus 2 cube, which is minus 8. So the last ordered pair to draw this curve become minus 2 to minus 8. Again we have to apply the same procedure to make the graph, that the first order pair which we are considering to plot is 0, 0. The 0, 0 would be obviously plotted at the origin where x and y axis intersects, and the order pair would become 0, 0. If we consider the second order pair, which is 1 and 1, so we will consider x value as 1 and y value as 1 as well. So we will get this dot. The third order pair is 2 and 8, means the abscissa value would be considered as 2, which is the next value, and y ordinate value would be considered as 8. So we will get this dot on the graph. If we consider the fourth ordered pair, which is minus 1 and minus 1, so we will be having minus 1 for x-axis and minus 1 for y-axis. And for the last ordered pair, which is minus 2 minus 8, we will consider minus 2 for x-axis or abscissa value and minus 8 for y-ordinate. By joining all these points, we will get this resulting curve, which would be having a graph in first quadrant and in third quadrant. Now let's consider an example. We have to put y coordinate to find out x coordinate or abscissa, and then we have to draw the graph. You can see an example on the screen. Over here we have to sketch the graph of an equation which is y square minus 2y minus x is equal to 0. Here we will put some values of y to get some values of x. By simplifying this equation, we get x is equal to y square minus 2y. So first we will put some values of y. If we put y is equal to 0 in this equation, so the x value become 0. So the resulting ordered pair become 0 and 0. To get another value or another ordered pair, we will put y is equal to 1. So the resulting x would become minus 1. So the next ordered pair become minus 1, which is for x value, and 1 which is for y value. To have the next ordered pair, if we put y is equal to 2, so we get x is equal to 0. So this ordered pair become 0 and 2. If we put y is equal to 3 in this equation, so we get x is equal to 3 as well. So the resulting ordered pair become 3 and 3. To have another ordered pair, we have to put y is equal to 4 in this equation, which gives us x is equal to 8. So ordered pair become 8 and 4. Now we can have ordered pair for some negative values as well. if we put y is equal to -1, so we will get x is equal to 3. So the resulting ordered pair become 3 and -1. And for another point, if we put y is equal to -2, we get x is equal to 8. So the last ordered pair become 8 and -2. Now we have to draw all these ordered pairs on the Cartesian coordinate system to get the graph of this above equation. If we consider the first ordered pair, which is 0, 0, we will be having a dot at the origin. To move on the second ordered pair, which is -1 and 1, that would definitely lie in the second quadrant for x -1 and y 1. Then for the next ordered pair, which is 0 and 2, we will consider a 0 value for abscissa and we will consider a 2 value for y ordinate. So we will be having this point. For the next ordered pair, which is 3 and 3, we will consider 3 as an abscissa and we will consider 3 as y ordinate. So we will be having this point. To draw the next ordered pair, which is 8 and 4, we will consider 8 as an abscissa value and 4 for y ordinate. So we will have this point. Now we have two ordered pair having negative y values. The first ordered pair is 3 and -1. So we will consider a positive 3 for x-axis and a negative 1 for y-axis. So we will be having this point, which would be in the fourth quadrant. To draw the last ordered pair, which is 8 and -2, we will consider 8 or positive 8 for x value or as an abscissa and we will consider a -2 for y ordinate. So we will be having this point. Now joining all these points with the help of a freehand curve, we will get the graph for this above equation, where this graph lies in first, second and fourth quadrant. We concluded that the graph arises frequently. Now after the practice of drawing graph, you will be familiar with the points and the graphs as well. Let me show you a catalog of basic curves to help you understand and remember the shapes of different types of graphs. You can see that catalog on the screen. For y is equal to x square, your curve or your graph would lie in the first and second quadrant. So it would be having the whole upper plane. To draw the graph of y is equal to -x square, it would be lying in the third and fourth quadrant or below the line or below the x-axis. If we have to draw the graph of y is equal to x square, so it would be lying in first and fourth quadrant or in the right half plane. To draw the fourth curve, which is x is equal to -y square, that would be lying in second and third quadrant or in the left half plane. You can see 4 more graphs in this catalog where y is equal to 1 over x. So the behavior of the curve would be like this, and that would be lying in first and third quadrant. To draw the graph of some same shape where y is equal to -1 over x, that would be lying in second and fourth quadrant but having symmetry. If we have to draw a curve of y is equal to 1 over x square, so it would be having symmetry in first and second quadrant and the same behavior would be followed. And at the last number, if we have to draw a curve of y is equal to -1 over x square, so that curve would lie in third and fourth quadrant having symmetry. Dear students, today we have covered the topic of graphs. I hope that now you are able to draw Cartesian coordinate system, locate coordinates on this system, sketch the graphs of lines and curves, etc., analyze the graphs, and discuss the symmetry of different drawn curves. Hopefully, I will join you in the next program with the topic of conic section like lines, circles, parabola, ellipse and hyperbola. Till that time, Allah Hafiz.